focus on hitting your goals in every area of your business. Remember, the universe rewards the bold. A leader has to take the risks.
You're going to talk about limiting beliefs. We're going to talk about how to take control of your mind, okay? I got so much content on this. It's unbelievable. My life is better today. Not perfect, but it is better today because I took control of my limiting beliefs so many years ago. All right, so take control of your life and determine your destiny by waking your inner spirit, right? Your inner self. And because it's psychological. These are psychological chains that are holding you back. You have to decide what you want, right? Think about the areas of your life, like career, business, personal development, adventure, contribution, all these areas of your life, you have to get under control. You have to make sure that you're very clear as to what you want in those areas. And then you have to attack those areas, to attack those goals. You have to attack those dreams. You know, people, they used to always comment that I was always seeming like I was going so fast. Like, just slow down. You know, my grandmother, if you're Mexican, you know what I'm talking about here. My grandma used to say, "Mijo, just relax. Okay, take a break. Don't work so hard." And so it was, and then I would say, "Grandma, see, you don't understand that I'm trying to change my life. I'm trying to build something so I can get some freedom in my life and so I can start enjoying the things that I want to enjoy. I want to live in that big house. I want to drive those nice cars. I want to be able to give to charity. I want to be able to give a lot of money to any cause that I feel is worthy of my money. I want to be able to set a great example for my kids. I want to be able to give them a life that is a little bit more extraordinary than maybe the life that I grew up living. Wanted them to have a nice backyard and a nice home, and I wanted them to have money in the bank. Both of my kids have a lot of money to get their life started. My son just turned 18. I just transferred a large chunk of money into his name. Now, people might say I'm crazy, but I did it because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to give him that peace of mind, knowing that he's got a little bit of a leg up on life here. And of course, I'm teaching him how to trade. He made some money yesterday. He's using that money to actually fund his future businesses, which is going to be probably trading stocks. So you got to write down in each one of those areas, write down the things that you want for those areas. You know, what would I go for in this area? If I knew I could not fail, pretend you're the kid on Christmas Eve. And you could ask for, or you know, when your parents say, "Hey, give me the Christmas list," that you could just write down whatever you want. I wrote down 150 goals for a lifetime. And those 150 goals for a lifetime were what got me to never quit. It's very difficult to quit on 150 goals that I knew that if I just worked at a regular job, you know, 99% of those things would never happen. So you got to look at it as in terms of what would I ask for if I knew it was impossible to fail. Total expectation. You can create anything you want. Write until you're, you know, excited. People are not lazy. They simply have weak goals. Weak, sad little goals. Because why? Because we've been programmed in society to say, well, for that, because if you ask for that, you're greedy. If you ask for that, then you're not a good person. You know, don't you realize that there are so many poor people out there? What do you need a Lamborghini for? What do you need a Tesla for? What do you need that big house for? Why do you need all that money in the bank? My own mom, she runs my finances, and or not really runs my finances. She pays my bills, and she balances my checkbook and things like that. I run the actual finances, but and investments and things like that. But she sees my Quicken account. So she sees all of the accounts. She sees all of the net worth. She sees all of the assets. She says, why do you need all that for? Why don't you go spend more? Why don't you go whatever? Why don't you go buy more things? Why don't you remodel the entryway of your house? Or I mean, whatever it is. All these, like, just remember, y'all, when you all make some money, just remember, everybody loves to spend your money. Okay, they love to spend your money, and so you have to question those beliefs. So I would question her instead of just saying, okay, well, that's my mom and she's telling me what to do, I should go do it. I questioned everything. Questioned all my leaders. I never did anything just because you told me to do it. Now, once I believed it was the truth, then I would act on that like a maniac. But I'm not going to just sit here as a sheep and just allow you to tell me what to do just because you said it. My mom's not going to tell me. My brother's not going to tell me. My uncle's not going to tell me. My business leader's not going to tell me. And I'm just going to take everything as gospel. No. I'm going to question all of my beliefs. And then I'm going to find the truth. And once I find the truth, then I'm going to act on it. Then I'm going to go full force. And by the way, finding out the truth doesn't take very long. Y'all realize that. I spent one day in the library at 21 years old, and I figured out that cash value life insurance was the most oversold and worst financial product that's ever been sold. I mean, I found that out in one day. I didn't have to spend 10 years trying to figure it out. And once I knew that what I was doing was right, it was all hands on deck. It was all hands on board. It was everything I had, everything that I was willing to put into this thing, I put into it because I knew I was right. There was no question. Mathematically, you can't beat me when I'm offering my product versus a cash value product. You cannot win. It's impossible for you to win. Never will you beat what I'm doing versus what they're doing. So I got it. Now, what other beliefs are we talking about? We're talking about limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are like invisible chains that hold you back from pursuing your big goals. However, they're often generalizations based on interpretations of what? Of painful shit that we went through before. So all a limiting belief is. If you know, I remember in the 4th grade, and I know this is bad, okay, and you know, I'm not a woman beater or anything like that, but when I was in 4th grade, I hit a girl because she was making fun of me. She was calling me, like, and I know it sounds stupid, but she called me little buff boy. That's what she called me. And she was railing on me. She was making fun of me. She was right. And so I knocked her out, you know. Now I got in trouble, boy. Did I get in trouble, man? I mean, my mom kicked my ass. The principal kicked my ass. I mean, I'll never let it down. But I was angry, right? I was upset. And so I hit her. And so I know that a little bit of a, obviously I was sensitive about my size. I was sensitive that that I was a shorter kid compared to most kids. And so that lived with me, though. Think about this for a second. Think about in your own life, how many situations are going on in your life based on shit you went through when you were a kid. All those limiting beliefs, all that crap that's in your brain that's stopping you from getting all the things that you want to get. It's stopping you because you're allowing them to stop you. But really, if you think about it, it's just a generalization based on interpretations of those painful experiences. Okay, if a challenging project went poorly in the past, you may generalize the painful experience and avoid all challenging projects going forward, right? We get a client tell us no, and then we avoid trying to get new clients. Look at me right now. I mean, I suffer with this all the time. Why? Because I am dealing with hundreds of leads coming in, and most people tell me what? Most people tell me no. Most people don't return my calls. Most people don't even give me an opportunity to share with them my opportunity. So guess what? If I wasn't mentally strong, then I would say, F this shit, right? I'm out. Right? I mean, I'm out, man. I ain't doing this crap no more because everybody keeps telling me no. But every time I talk to about, 10 people, 15 people, I give the opportunity to maybe 20 people, guess what happens? Bam, I get a recruit. Bam, I write a sale. Bam, I get a success. So what happens is that little success, that's why you got to continue to try to get results, because that little result now turns into a win, and now turns into okay, whew, I know I can do this. I did it once, I could do it another 100 times. I just have to get through those limiting, challenging situations to overcome that and prove to myself that yes, I can win. And by the way, I've been playing this game with myself for how many years? 24 years I've been playing this game. 24 years I've been overcoming mentally challenging situations so that I can make progress and move forward. If a teacher criticized your writing, you may generalize the critique and believe you are a bad writer. If elementary school, if you did poorly in math, you might believe that you're bad with numbers. And then, think about how many people come into our business. The first thing they say is, I'm not good with numbers. Right? I'm poor at math. I can't do your business. But yet, do they really even know what they're talking about? I mean, I haven't did a math calculation on my own forever. What do? I pull up my compound interest chart and I run the numbers. It's not that complicated. I run my F&A. It's not that complicated. I mean, all the information is computed for me. So if I say I'm bad at math, that could limit me from making other progress in the future. So you have to identify these areas in your life, identify them, really take a hard look at these areas in your life, so that way you can crush them. There came a time in my life, because obviously you guys know one of my limiting beliefs is that I was a short, poor, not educated, not a or little Mexican kid, right? That's my perception in my brain when I started in business. Had I not overcome that, had I not decided that, look, I'm just as smart as that guy, that tall white guy over there, I'm just as tall as I'm just as smart as him. If I can figure out what the hell he knows, I can get what he's got. And I made that decision. I just made it. Honestly, I mean, I remember always thinking, because by the way, my regional vice president was a 6'4" white guy that was actually really smart, and he had a good memory, by the way. This guy could tell a story. He was a great storyteller. He could tell a story. He memorized all these facts and figures, and he was just a great orator. And so I'm sitting there in my seat in the meeting, and I'm thinking, man, I'll never be that good. How can I be that good? I have a terrible memory. I'm a slow reader. Not that smart. I have a low IQ. This guy probably had I think he has a real high IQ. I was complete opposite. I'm sitting there going, how could I do this? Until the moment, and this was the aha moment, until the moment I said to myself, he's a man, I'm a man. He puts on his pants just like I put on my pants. If I figure out what he knows, I can get what he's get. Now, do I have to work harder than he probably did? Yeah. Do I have to work 10 times harder than he did? Yeah, because he's smarter than me. So I have to review the information 10 times while he has to review it once. But I'm willing. I'm willing. I'm willing to outwork anybody. I remember I always used to tell my team, like, I'm not afraid of hard work, man. I'll roll up my sleeves any day. I'll outwork anybody. I'll outstudy anybody. I'll read anybody. I'll out listen. I mean, I listen to audiobooks every morning. And then I got busy. And then I just started thinking, well, hey, look, if I ask enough people, somebody's going to say yes. And if I could find a few people to say yes to me, that's going to boost my confidence to keep me moving forward. And if I keep moving forward and I don't give up, eventually I'm going to find somebody that's decent at this thing, or wants this thing, or wants to win, wants to be somebody like I want to be somebody. Now we have 47 regional vice presidents. A lot of people want to be somebody. A lot of people want success, just like I do. So I'm living proof that anybody that wants it bad enough could have it, right? Prevent generalizations from limiting your action towards your goals, right? Find the generalized limiting beliefs in the areas of your career, your personal development, your adventure, your contributions. Look for the beliefs like I am to, therefore I can't, or I'll never. Almost kicked my son's ass last night because he said, I'm not a good test taker. He's got to take his test next week. He's got like $30,000 or $3,000 in bonuses right now. And I said, you have to pass that test. He said, I'm not a good test taker, but he's really smart. He's very bright, very, very smart kid, very smarter than me. He gets things quicker. He's actually very quick-witted, smart, intelligent person. But when he said, I am not a good test taker, remember, everything you say after the words I am will define and create your reality. Remember that. Please write that down. Everything you say after the words I am define and create your reality. So I am not a good public speaker. I am not a good salesperson. I am not a good recruiter. I'm a good salesperson, but I'm not a good recruiter. Like, don't ever say that. Recruiting is just selling. It's the same process. It's just different words, but it's the same process. Okay? Now, question those limiting. Like when you say something like, I am not a good test taker, he has to now question himself and question that belief. It's a bullshit generalization belief. That's not true. true. Because if he studied night and day, would he memorize the material to be able to pass the test? Yes or no? Of course. I mean, he's smart enough to remember his phone number. He's smart enough to remember where he lives. He's smart enough to remember like where he, you know, what, I mean, he made it through high school. So he took a bunch of tests, didn't he? Right. So he passed those tests, didn't he? So he was smart enough to do all that. What's the difference? There is no difference. So question all, because you guys have those limiting beliefs too. There are things that are stopping you from going out and talking to 10 people a day. You know that. You know what they are. Well, I don't want to feel that rejection. Right now, people are less wanting opportunity because of the coronavirus. I don't know. I mean, there's so much shit that's going through your brain. There's so many excuses that we are making that are stopping us from going and talking to 10 people a day. 10 people a day, that's 300 people a month. 300 people a month. You guys understand, there's zero possibility you could fail if you talk to 300 people a month. It's zero possibility. It's not, you cannot fail. You will win bigger than you could ever imagine if you had that mindset that I'm gonna go get 10 names and numbers a day. So question all the excuses that come up, all the limiting beliefs that come up. Question them. Just have a little conversation with yourself and say, is that really true? Is that really correct? Like, am I really dumb? I mean, does me being short really have anything to do with my success? No. Zero. It doesn't really matter. Nobody cares. Like I could be 6 foot tall right now and you guys wouldn't even know. Right? I mean, I'm standing here right here. What's the difference? Like if I never met you before, I could be 6 foot tall for all I know, right? All you guys care about is what's going on right here. The information that I'm giving you, that's all you care about. The inspiration that I'm giving, that's all you care about. And by the way, that's what everybody else, right? The thing about it in your teens, right? We spend all our days worried about what people think about us. Right about the 40s, right? 40s, 50s, you start to kind of go, I really don't give a shit what anybody thinks about me. Then when you get in about the 60s, you start to figure out that kind of nobody's really even been thinking about you anyways. Like nobody's really being like nobody, I mean, really? You guys get up every day. You guys are focused on your own lives, man. You're focused on trying to build a business for yourself. You're not thinking about me. You don't really care. Now you're going to take the information, apply it, all that good stuff. But really, you're not really concerned with my day-to-day activities. You're concerned with your own life, with your own situation, and so we got to be very conscious. Question the beliefs. Is the person you inherited that you inherited this belief from, the mom, the dad, the high school friend, the old boss, the coach, the whatever, are they a perfect role model? Like I love my parents. I adore my parents. Great human beings. But I will never take business advice from my parents. I don't. Love them, but I'm not going to take advice from them on those type of things. Why? Because they didn't build the kind of net worth that I want in my life. So I'm gonna really question the things that they tell me. Question the things that they are implanting in my brain. I mean, think about how many parents out there that they're crushing their kids, man. I mean, crushing their kids because they're telling them, oh, that'll never happen, or that's a scam, or that's a pyramid. And they don't even know what they're talking about. I mean, how sad is that, right? You're a parent and you're telling your kid, don't do something because you think that it's not real. You don't don't even know if it's real or not. Like, you never researched it. You never read an annual report. You don't even know what an annual report is. My mom has never read an annual report before. She's a wonderful human being. Nothing against my mom. But I can't take it. I gotta question these things, right? Are these people, right, experts? Why should I believe them? Are they experts in the field that you're going into? And by the way, I know that I'm kind of just having a conversation with you guys, but you all understand I am role playing with you right now. If you're really understanding what I'm doing here, I am role playing because you're going to have these conversations with a lot of young Trevors. Now, Trevor, thank God, was born into the Primerica lifestyle. But most kids his age, they don't have a clue, right? He knows that because he's talking to a lot of young people right now. And they go, well, my dad said, when I first got in business, my best friend, his name was Adam, and his parents, they were pretty successful. I mean, his dad worked for JPL, which is the big like NASA aerospace company, and they drove a Volvo, which I was pretty impressed with a Volvo back then. So, and his parents told me I was a whack job. And I grew up in their family. I grew up in their house. Like, I was with them all the time. And they said, Daniel has flipped his lid. That guy's in a scam. That guy, his company's going out of business, man. He'll never make it. He needs to stay in college, and he needs to get a good job, and blah, 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 blah. And you know what the irony about all that is? His mom worked for a company called Countrywide Home Mortgage. Now, if you guys know anything about the mortgage business, Countrywide went out of business. Okay, they're gone. They changed their name. I think Chase took them over or something like that. But they're gone. I mean, the company's gone, wiped out. I don't know what happened to the mom, or she still worked there or whatever, but I just know that, how crazy is that? Had I not questioned that lady and just took her word for it, and maybe even went to work with her, if I hadn't done my own homework, I'd have been screwed. So these are little conversations that you're going to have with people as you're recruiting, especially the young people that are coming in, or anybody for that matter that says, oh, it's a scam, it's a pyramid, I don't think I can do it. Should you question those beliefs? Should you just take those beliefs in for face value, or should you question them? So question the accuracy of each belief. Why might this belief not be 100% accurate? Has this belief always been true in your life? Think about counterexamples. Is this belief true for everyone? Once you doubt a limiting belief, create an empowering belief to put in its place. If you had a belief that I can never succeed because I'm a woman, your new belief might be, because I'm a woman, I have resources available to me that no man could ever dream of. What are some, think about in all areas of our life. I am this because I'm not going to make it because of this. I can't be successful because of this. My friend said that it wouldn't work because I'm this. Step back. Question it. Not true. Okay? Not true? All right. This is the direction I'm going.